I want to turn now to an engineering expert in the energy industry who has been closely monitoring the activities in the Gulf and also out there in the deep water. Greg McCormack has been involved with the oil and gas business since 1966. He is currently the director of the Petroleum Extension Service at the University of Texas in Austin. Greg, good to have you with us. And, you know, just hearing what Lizzie was saying, that they're trying both a top kill and a junk shot, what is that telling you?
Well, it's telling us that the top kill, too much mud was flowing up and out of the blowout preventers into the riser. So what they have to do is they have to minimize that flow, and the top kill will do that. The top kill does not have to totally prevent the flow, but it has to slow it down.
My understanding, though, was the junk shot would come later if top kill didn't work. Am I wrong about that? Or, I mean, is it normal to have both of these tactics going at the same time?
Well, I think they're trying a slightly different tactic than just a junk shot to totally close off the flow. What they're trying to do is just block the flow so that more of the mud, instead of going up and out through the blowout preventers, is going to go down into the wellbore. So it's a combination of both of those activities. And
is the reason why because if you've got more mud than anticipated, that could actually damage this even further? Is that right?
Well, I don't believe they can get enough mud down quickly enough to kill the well. Too much is flowing up out of the riser. And I think that's why they stopped pumping mud at 11 o'clock on Wednesday night.
Okay. Then, Greg, after all this is done, you know, after you've got, I guess after you've got the junk shot done, when does the cement come in? When does the permanency of the sealing of this oil well, when does that take place then?
It will take place when we have enough mud in the wellbore, enough weight of that mud that's going to push the oil and gas back into the reservoir, and we have no flow of oil and gas to the surface. Then we'll be able to cement the well.
And the cement, is that, how permanent is that? I mean, how permanent is permanent when we're talking about this?
Well, cement is a very permanent thing. What they'll also probably do is pull the blowout preventers up to the surface and either put a flange or valves on the top of the well to make it even more permanent.
Okay. I imagine that this is going to be abandoned afterwards. Greg, what happens to the oil that has now been leaked? Some 23 million barrels or so have been leaked into, or 23 million gallons, I'm told, have been leaked into the Gulf. What happens to all that oil?
We've got to find a way to contain it, corral it, collect it, and then mitigate any of the effects on the shoreline there. It's going to be a huge task to do that.
Right, but describe to me what happens to it. Does some of it sink to the sea floor? Does some of it wash ashore? Give me that detail.
There's three things that happen to oil when it gets in the marine environment. Part of it weathers off. The light part of the crude oil will weather off. The heavy part will sink. Some of it will get eaten by bacteria. We have about 500,000 to 1 million barrels a year naturally leaking into the Gulf, and so we have natural bacteria that are going to eat, the carbon-like bacteria that are going to eat the oil, and then some is going to wash up on the land.